Joining me now to discuss Florida Congressman Greg Steube. Greg sits on the House Foreign Affairs Committee. Congressman, thank you for joining us.
Yeah,
It reminded me today. It reminded me today when I was writing my monologue of the old tale of, while Rome burns, Nero fiddles. This guy's jetting off to a tropical vacation amid innumerable crises, it seems.
Yeah, do you remember when Ted Cruz did this and the mainstream media just lit him up that he happened to be on vacation and went on vacation when the state of Texas was having some type of devastation and storm damage? Yet he has multiple crises to deal with. He's got the things that are happening on the border. He's got the things that are happening in the Northeast. And he's just vacationing while, as you said, while Rome burns, and they don't care. They have no care or concern for the safety and security of the American people.
So while he's doing a hop, skip, and a jump onto Air Force One, fleeing the apparent chaos right now, thousands of Americans are left stranded over these airline cancellations, and U.S. Transportation Department is investigating the situation. I guess Southwest Airlines canceled like a record number of flights. Do you have confidence that the Secretary of Transportation, Pete Buttigieg, will be able to fix this, or at least explain why they allowed it to happen?
Zero experience Buttigieg, as Trump liked to call him. Absolutely no, because he was a mayor that apparently couldn't even fix foxholes in his city and was elevated to transportation secretary. We've had transportation chaos after transportation chaos in this country, from the railroad strike that almost shut down businesses all across our country to now this. And you hear nothing from his office. I mean, he's doing nothing. Like, part of being a leader, like you said in your monologue, is just showing up and somewhat at least acting concern about the problems that you face and trying to work with people in your agency to try to fix them. And we don't even see that from his agency in the attempt to try to fix this.
Fortunately, in my spare time, I get to coach high school football for years now. And if the head coach, who usually never misses practice, but if the head coach misses practice, the kids somehow or another give the assistant coaches a harder time than he were there. And it seems like right now the head coach is missing in action for so long that the inmates are running the asylum, to me.
Yeah, you've got a bunch of secretary-level people that don't have the skills to be in the positions that they are. You have a vice president that was picked solely based on her race. She's the border czar, yet we've had record fentanyl overdoses in our country, which is coming in from the southern border. Almost 5 million apprehensions, 98 known terrorists, episode after episode of illegal crime all across our country. And you have nobody at the top demanding that all of this be changed. And then the people that were appointed because they had no skill set or experience to lead the agencies that they lead, also not doing anything. While Congress, hopefully, when we take we're taking the majority, but when we get the gavels on January 3rd, we can finally be a stopgap to some of this atrocious policy that's coming out of the administration.
It almost makes you scratch your head like a Bizarro World moment, because if they were busting your chops so hard, why aren't you going to the border? Why aren't you acknowledging any good political machine, if they cared, they'd just set up a good photo op and bring them right to the border and say, all right, I've been there, I looked at it, now leave me alone for another 10 years or something. But they don't even do that, so it makes you kind of think that that's the plan, and we're not going there because the plan is working the way we want it to. We want to get these people in, we want to get them to sanctuary cities, and then we want to let non-citizens vote, and ba-boom, we own this country.
That's exactly the plan, which is why there's not an outcry from the left, which is why the administration is doing nothing. And look no further than this Congress's S1, the Senate bill, and the #1 HR 1 in the House would do exactly that, would allow every illegal immigrant that is present in our country to vote. And they know that all of these illegals will vote for Democrats, to allow more illegals and more of their family members to come into our country illegally, and will do nothing to stop them. And that is a political objective of this administration and the Democratic Congress. And thankfully, we have a Republican House coming in to put a stop to it.
Yeah, hey, Congressman, I've seen you on. I know you're a practical guy. I know how much you care about America. But if you were the president and you were really stuck on this guy, Mayorkas, he's my friend, I trust him, I know him, wouldn't you by now maybe just have called them up and said, hey, listen, Alejandro, what are we doing here? We got to look better here. We got to do better. It doesn't seem like Mayorkas has any leadership.
Well, they know that the mainstream media is not going to call out what's happening. They know that most of media and social media's, Twitter's now, thanks to Elon Musk, not going to censor things, but the other social media companies are. So there's no accountability from Americans. And then they're in the bubble that is in D.C. And so they don't hear from everyday Americans, like in my district in Southwest Florida, about how atrocious these policies are. And at the bottom baseline, they don't care. They don't care that their ultimate goal is being accomplished by allowing all these illegals in here. And they believe at some point, look no farther than Chuck Schumer's words not too long ago, all of these illegals will get citizenship in our country. And it's now a 5 million voting block for the Democrats. That's all they care about. They don't care about your family member that just overdosed on fentanyl, or your family member that was just raped by an illegal immigrant, or any of that. They don't care. All they care about is political power for generations to come, and they know that allowing all these illegals in, they can accomplish that goal.
You said Chuck Schumer, being a New Yorker, I'll never forget the words he said. We're going to win Georgia, and then we're going to change America. And that, I think you're right on the money, Congressman. That's been their plan all along. Thanks a lot for joining us today, man. Appreciate you. Great.
Yeah, good to see you. Absolutely.
All right, much more.